Hi guys, it's Jim. It's time to review Week 12. But before I do, I'd like to ask you a burning question. As a true football fan, would you trade a win in your fantasy league for a win for your actual real life favorite team? Well, this morning I would. I would definitely trade my win this weekend for a Patriots win last night, but alas, I cannot. Still, as a Patriots fan, it's not often that you get to experience a true whipping, and so I guess I should kind of savor it. I don't know. It sucks. I think the best thing is if we just talk about the Week 12 results before I get, I don't know, moody on you here. All right, so let's do that. It's not just that I only beat Drew by 20 points. It's that, I don't know. Flaming Homers beat Smell This 121 to 100. And mostly on the strength of Justin Forsett with 25, the San Diego defense with 22. Smell This had a couple of good performers. Peyton Manning, his normal 38-point thing, 16 from No Sean Moreno, 20 from Percy Harvin. Other than that, Patrick Creighton had a Blutarski day, 0.00. 2.2 from Kevin Boss, who's not the boss of me, nor anybody else apparently. Dan Carpenter with 2. It just doesn't add up to much. 100.5. 121 is no great shakes either. I'm willing to admit that. Some turkey named Brady only got me 19 points. But it's good enough and keeps Flaming Homers one game behind You Betcha, who is the leader in the Superman division, and just romped over the Invisible Cows, 172 to 103. I don't even want to talk about this. Breeze was 67. I don't even want to talk about it, all right? But 67 from Breeze, 14 from Thomas Jones, 15 Ricky Williams, 12 Derek Mason, 17 Devery Henderson, 19 Denver defense. It was a good day, 172. That's the Womping of the week. The Invisible Cows, I don't want to say these players have given up, but kind of looks like they've given up. 31 from McNabb, 23 from Fred Jackson, who plays for a professional football team apparently located in upstate New York called the Buffalo Bills or something. 10 from Mason Crosby. All in all, 103.5. Not real great. You Betcha runs away with the win. They go to 9-3, and that means they control their destiny. If they beat Liam Neeson next week, they win the division. There's nothing that Flaming Homers can do about it. But Liam Neeson needs to buckle down and get next week's lineups right, because if he does not, he will be eliminated from the playoffs with almost certainty. So that's how that goes in the Superman division. If the Flaming Homers win and You Betcha loses, then the Flaming Homers will undoubtedly win the division based on the tiebreakers. And if it goes the other way, then You Betcha definitely wins on record. While we're talking about Liam Neeson, they kept pace with the leaders in Superman division by beating DeBiz 126 to 106. Liam Neeson had good performances. Tony Romo 42, 12 LaShawn McCoy, 11 Maurice Jones-Drew, 12 Dallas Clark, 11 Vicente Chianco, God bless you, 10 Marion Barber, 14 David Akers, adds up to 126.7. Real decent day. Over on the other side, Eli Manning had a Eli Manning-esque 19 points, 12 from Pierre Gosson, who sounds a little too French for the NFL. Richard Mendenhall, Frank Gore. On the other hand, 1.5 out of Jeremy Shockey. 20 from the San Francisco defense, adds up to 106. That puts DeBiz, I believe that eliminates DeBiz from playoff contention. But fight on, DeBiz. We appreciate your effort. Let's see. Give me a minute. Yeah. Pay no attention to that. Right. Where were we? Let's talk about the Batman division. Rough the Passer wins after 4 straight losses with a victory over Smack Attack 3, 130.6 to 112. Rough the Passer got a good day out of Schaub, as usual, 17 from Steven Jackson, who apparently still plays football. LaDainian Tomlinson with 14.6 from Todd Heap. And that's a heap of something, I'll tell you what. But still, 130.6, real decent day. On the Smack Attack 3 side, 112. I don't even want to talk about 3 from the New England defense. Goodness. 0.5 from Steve Smith. 1.4 from Ted Tanqueray Ginn Jr. 10 from Rob Baronis. I like that guy. Plus, you can do the My Sharona thing. You can go, Rob Baronis. But anyway, it's not enough. 112.4 is less than 130. And so Smack Attack 3, who's already eliminated from the playoff picture, is further eliminated from the playoff picture and keeps Liam Neeson's Rough the Passer's lead in the Batman division. Ghetto Superstars, 1 game behind. Bretta is 1 game behind. Jolly Rogers, 1 game behind. That division is 4 teams within 1 game, which is tremendous. So next week, anything could happen. Jolly Rogers won big over the Eye. The Eye had disaster strike. Matt Ryan goes down in the first quarter and posts a humiliating 1.5 points. You kind of understand. But it doesn't explain Heath Miller's 0.2 points, nor does it explain the overall, Lawrence Murray got 18, Seattle got 19. Good numbers. Ray Rice got 15, but it's still just not enough. Over on the Jolly Rogers side, David Garrard, last minute fill in for big head concussion boy Ben Roethlisberger. 27, 13 from Chris Chambers, 14 from Pierre Thomas, 14 from Adrian Peterson, 23 from Antonio Gates. The list goes on and on. Adds up to a real strong 137. And Tommy gets the win. The Eye is not technically eliminated from playoff contention, but they must win next week. They cannot. There's no scenario where they can get into the playoffs where they don't win next week, I don't think. So let's move on. We've got we did that one. Jolly Rogers in the Eye, Liam Neeson. Bretta is and Ghetto Superstar. This was the nail nibbler of the week. This is one of the closest games we've had in a long time, actually. Ghetto Superstar and Bretta is are right there. Ghetto Superstar came into this week with a 6-5 record, and Bretta is was 7-4. Bretta is had been extremely hot, and as it turns out, in a squeaker, Ghetto Superstar won it. It was close. Marquez Colston got 18 points, and that made the difference. Let's see, he had Marquez Colston, and over on the other side, I'm trying to see here. Bretta had Robert Meacham in last night's game, so it was back and forth all night long. And the way it settled out was Ghetto Superstar came away with a 4-point win. That was really the closest game we've had in weeks, and very meaningful to the playoff picture because Bretta drops a game for the first time in several weeks, 7-5. Ghetto Superstar now 7-5. We have a total logjam at the top. And the way it works right now, if the season ended today, which is not gonna, it would be You Betcha and Rough the Passer as the 2 bye teams. Then Flaming Homers 3, Ghetto Superstar 4, Bretta is 5, Jolly Rogers 6, Liam Neeson eliminated. But a lot of things can change. Liam Neeson needs to come up with a strong effort next week. Beating You Betcha. Flaming Homers need to win. Basically, in the Batman division, everybody has to win. Everybody who's still in contention, including the Eye, must win next week or could be out. It's kind of amazing. You could just about everybody in that division could win the division or be out of the playoffs next week, depending on what happens. I'll give you a brief overview of who's playing who. Flaming Homers playing the Invisible Cows. Don't look at me like that. I didn't set it up. It's just the way it is. Let's see. You Betcha is playing Liam Neeson, so that is going to be a very meaningful game in that division. The rest of the division is eliminated in the Superman side. In the Batman division, Rough the Passer is playing. Bretta is the team that wins. If Rough the Passer wins, he wins the division outright. Ghetto Superstar is playing the Jolly Rogers. I am going to go so far as to say the team that loses that game is out, probably, just depending on how things go. Bretta is Rough the Passer, and I think that's it. The Eye is playing Smack Attack 3, so if the Eye wins, he could potentially get in there. It's going to be real close, so everybody set your lineups. Survival this week, nobody made any mistakes. Set your lineups. I think there's a Thursday night game. I'm pretty sure there is. But this is really interesting. Some of the games have not been close, but in terms of the actual standings now, this is a great playoff sort of matchup scenario kind of situation. It's very exciting. So we'll monitor it next week. Basically, I think there are still, let's see, there are still 8 teams that could make the playoffs, and I think there are probably about 6 teams that could still win a division and get a bye. Isn't that amazing? So it's still time to be very serious. And guys who've been eliminated, do your best. Do your best this week. Make it meaningful. No collusion. Anyway, that's it. That's week 12. Set your lineups. Make your picks. Talk to you next week. Bye.